Welcome back everyone to another tutorial from RoadwayVR. So here are 12 tips before importing any 3D model uh, in VR. I'm following the Blender workflow, which is an open source software, and you can freely download it and then just navigate these 12 tips. Let's go. Okay, so there are in overall 12 tips that we're going to explain each tip in detail. First is check licensing of the 3D model. If you are downloading or purchasing a 3D model from the websites like CGTrader or Warehouse, SketchUp, then pay attention to the licensing. So if you are downloading a free, then the licensing is challenging. Or even when you purchase, just read this licensing uh, carefully, because later on if you use it in your research, in your papers, or in your product games applications, then you might get to the problem as you put the videos or the scene everywhere, right? So this is first. Now for us, we have basically the 3D model, which is imported to the scene, and so it's a house, it's a pink house right now, and because our artist created this, then we don't have any licensing issue. Second is organizing your file, which means that, let's say right now I'm gonna just close it. Organizations of the file is very important as your application, your file will get bigger, a lot of 3D models, then you need to do some organization. So I'm gonna put it as another folder as a source and putting all of these to the source. And another is just FBX. So in this source, we have the source files and everything, textures, screenshot, backups, and everything. Okay. So I'm gonna just open it. And then when we did all of these steps, then we're gonna export it to the FBX file, which is here, this one. So right now that's empty. Okay, the third one is select proper name for assets and material and textures. Okay, so if you see here, then right now the material, the textures are missing. So it's typical. What we can do is go to each and every of this material and then assign it again. I'm gonna go to the shader editor here. Before doing this, I'm enabling the shortcut so that you can see which keyboards or mouse button I'm pressing. So okay, let's go here and then go to the textures. First one is cladding. Second one is it doesn't have any material, any textures, and this one has Formica. This one brick and roofing. Okay, so this is the nice model that we have now. We need to put proper names. So let's say if this house is, for our current use, this is residential house number 15, but if let's say I want to change the name, then we can just change the name here. Just put the proper names for each and every material so that it can be a reference point in your Unity, and each basically material should, and then this is the meshes and this is the game object, should have the unique name. Okay. Okay. The fourth one is check the number of traces, and vertices go here in overlay and then active or check this statistics. Then you will see that here we can see some information, faces, trees, and edges. Usually for the VR applications, the number of trees is very important. It should be for each and every model, it should be optimized. So let's say in VR application, the total number of trees should not exceed 1 million per frame. So when for the standalone UR, so then for this house, it's fine, the number of triangles, so it's good. I mean, this is so optimized, so we are just moving. But if it's not, then you can go to the modifier and then decimate, and then here you can apply some ratio. So this ratio will basically decrease the face count, which means that if I go to the edit, then you will see that basically this 3D model is created by number of, let's say, faces, right? So these are the faces. If I delete the faces, then you will see that, right? So we need to decrease this number of faces plus the triangles. If let's say this is polygon, right? Polygon is the faces, and these are the triangles. And these edges means that basically these are the edges, right? So this is the edges. So these numbers of the line, this house is created based on this line, right? Should decrease a lot in terms of for a VR application. So I can basically change this ratio to some, let's say if I put 66, then you will see that the face count, okay, I'm in the edit mode. If I put it 66, you will see that the face count is decreasing. But if I decrease it a lot, then you will see that the 3D model just changing a lot, right? So you should do proper ratio to do it. That's why it's very important for the 3D model to be optimized from the start. So the 3D model or artist should create this one from the scratch in an optimized way. So if you simply download something from somewhere, then that's not maybe a good idea, because sometimes, especially free assets, sometimes it's really bad, okay, in terms of these trees. So let's say I applied some modifiers here, right? And then applying 19 just for the sake of illustration, but you don't need to apply it, right? Just put it 1 for now, or just you can just simply delete it. And then apply all modifiers, number 5. Then this is a modifier that we put. So if you want to apply it, then go to the object, convert, and then mesh. It will apply, right? We didn't change anything, but we applied. Number 6 is combine meshes, merge different objects to one object. Okay, so right now we have just one object and different materials. But what if we had like different objects here? Let's say I'm just gonna quickly have these stairs separated, right? And then let's say these are the stairs, right? So if we have the stairs which are separated from the buildings, then how to combine these two? Because combination of these meshes is important for the sake of optimization. It depends. If I am using this house as just a background house in my 3D software, so I need to combine it, because this is just one object for the background. If you are using the house, entire house, if your game application is inside the entire house, then you don't need to. You should have stairs, you should have sofa, and every game objects. But even for the sofa, let's say, for example, if you have this type of environment for a game, then this sofa here has, for example, leg, seat, right? So just combine those two and make it as a sofa. Don't leave game objects, separate game objects for one object here. But you don't need to make you don't need to combine all of these house game objects, because you need to change, for example, sofa later on, the layout of the houses, and using occlusion cohesion techniques and like the other optimization techniques. Okay. So then click on the residential house, hold shift on the stairs, and then go object, join. So it will join. Now we have one object with different materials. Then 7 is apply proper scale. Sometimes press N and then go to this item. You will see that these numbers are very important. Let's say right now the scale is 1. This scale should be 1. If you are saying, for example, the scale is 0.7, or and these are the 0.7, right? 0.7. Then what you need to do is basically it's now the scale is different, right? And then when, let's say, I put like a people here, right, in the VR from a first perspective, then this house doesn't look as a house in terms of the scale, right? So the proper scale is very important. The dimensions, let's say this is X, Y, and Z, just scale it to the real world. Right now it's a scale, I'm just leaving it. Then apply proper location in coordinates. So right now, if you see, this house is not the location of house is not properly set up. So what we need to do is move this house to the center. This is the world origin, basically. So I need to move this house to here, right? So what I can do is press X and then press G, X or Y, sorry, Y, and then move it here, almost on the center. You can check using this rectangular here. So these are for, I think each of them is 1 meter. So let's say it starts from here, right, to here, and then if you see it's 9 meters. Well, if you count, so then it should be 9 meters from the width. And then this one should be in the middle, right? And from the X also should be in middle again. Okay, so this point that you see is the origin of these houses. Okay, then the origin of this house is very important, because if I press R, then I can rotate this object. This object is rotating based on this origin point, which is not true now. The origin point of the house should be in here, in the floor, and basically the average of the geometry of the floor of this building, right? So how to do that is go to the select house in the game, in the object mode, go to the object, and then set origin. Then you need to say geometry to origin. If it's the case, then geometry will move to this origin, right? So Control Z, we need to set origin to geometry, which is that origin comes here. And now if you see, I want to move this point from the middle of these houses to here, basically, right? So what I can do is, again, go here, snap, and this time I'm gonna say origin to 3D cursor. So this is the 3D cursor here. You can change this 3D cursor, and this is very important, because if I want to add something, then it will add to here, right? So then how to move this 3D cursor back? So select this one and then go here and then snap, cursor to border region. So it will go here. Right now the house is in the middle. If you want to do exactly, if you have a car or something, then you need to zoom in and exactly set up this to the middle. Right now, if you see, if I press G, Y, then hold Shift, I can slowly move it. If I don't hold Shift, then it will move fast, right? But it should exactly. So see here and here, and also from this angle, put it exactly in the middle. Okay, so now one more thing is the coordinate system. Okay, one more thing is about, let's say right now, this is the coordinate system, right? So Z, X, Y, Z up, right? So different 3D modeling and also rendering engine or game engine, they use a different coordinate system, which is very important. Let's say the 3D Max or Blender, they use Z up, right? Unity, they use Y up. So if we go to the Unity, then Y is up, okay? Z and X is here, but here Z is up. So this is very important. I'm telling you why. So for now, what you need to do is just face this building to minus Y basically. Why? Because Blender in default using that. So if I add and mesh, add a monkey, then hide this one, you will see that this monkey is facing towards minus Y, right? So okay, just Control Z, and then this house also should. Then press R, Z, and you can write, let's say I wanna move it minus 90, right? So this will go minus 19 and here, right? So this is minus Y. And just for now, leave this one. But if you see the rotations, we have some value. If we turn this 0, then it will go so on, right? So for that, what we need to do is apply alt transform. So what does that mean is go here, apply and alt transform, then it will turn all of these numbers to 0, so that when you export this to the Unity, then these values are not there. And these are all zeros, right? So it's very, again, important. And set up origin to geometry. Then yes, so one more thing is when you do this, sometimes you need to again go here and then set origin to geometry. It's better to basically do this origin to geometry here instead of like I applied in, I think, number 8, so that this origin to geometry should be here. Just double check it. And then, okay, combine materials and create LOD. So this combination of the materials is very important. So if you see that we have different materials now, we need to have just one material for all of this. So how to do that? It's very important. So we basically combine all the meshes. We want to combine all the materials, because all of these materials will have some performance reduction for the game engine or rendering engine. So what you need to do is you need to download one free add-on, which is Principal Baker. So if you go to the Google and then search Principal Baker Blender, then you will see this one. Download this zip file and then go to the Blender, edit, preference, and then here install, and then go to the download and add that zip file, install add-on, and then come here. So that Principal, it should have check here, and it will install and come here in shader editor. So click here, game object, go here, shader editor, and you will see that the Principal Baker should be here, right? So first is go to the residential house or game object, and then UV map, here UV map, and then create another UV map, okay? And then active this UV map, click this one, go to the edit, and then you can select all, but if you select all, then right like this one, you will see that it doesn't select this, right? So for selection of the whole of these materials, the things that you need to do is toggle to the X-ray here. And then if you select now, it will select all, right? Alternatively, which is easier, is again, let's say, just press A and it will select all, right? Okay, now here drag and drop, and then here go to the UV editor. So right now this, so if you don't know about the UV, then I suggest you to read a little bit about the UVs because it's very important. But essentially the idea is how these faces are basically locating on the image. See, let's say for example right now, this is the image, right? And then if I select each and every of these faces here, they are somewhere. So how we should align these faces to the image, the background, the texture, right? So this is, right now it's so messed, we don't even have a UV, like it's very, so this will affect the performance of the game engine. So what we need to do is go to the UV here, select all, and a smart UV project. Make sure that this render is active. Then you will see that all of the UV are here now. And but the look of the house is strange, right? So active this render and then go back to the object mode. Okay, select this one but active this one. Okay, and then go to the single for the Principal Baker and auto, just turn off the auto detect. Then what else? let's go to the render properties and change this from if to cycles, and then go to each and every material and then check, turn down this metallic. If you have the metallic, turn down all the way to 0, all the way to 0. Yes, all of them are 0. We should not have any metallic. If you see any node here, like if you select this one and see, for example, this is a, instead of this shader, it's a node, then you need to expand it. Okay, so then what else is come here and detect. So once you detect, you will see the color, metallic, roughness. If you have the alpha, then turn the alpha down. We don't turn off. We don't need the alpha because Unity or render engine, they cannot basically import the texture for the alpha. Okay, and then come here in the output and set the resolution of the image that we want to bake to 1K. And I think I can put it as JPG so that we will have a less amount of space for. And then I think we can safely bake now. Just make sure that these are applied, right? And then bake. If you face any problem here, error, then you need to save your file. So what I mean is you need to save the Blender file, and then somewhere we have already saved, and then start baking. So right now, this we have baked, and then we're gonna just save it. So let's go to see the image. So the image is here. It was not previously here, right? And you will see that this image is in black and white, right? So let's try the PNG one to see whether still that's a. And then about the color of this image, I need the image to be colored. Okay, so I think this doesn't affect, but let's do it again. I'm gonna just delete this one and then go here in the bake, then bake it again. Yes, you will see that when we are using PNG, then the color is white. Then we can later on change the format, right? Okay, so now the textures is here, it's PNG, and then what we need to do is just normally I can just Control C, Control V, and then G, GX. I want to just compare these two together, right? But even what we can do is let's just Control Z and just take a picture or image of this, okay? Because of the simplicity. And then go here, and then you should start removing all of these materials. Remove, and then new, and name this material proper naming, and then go here in the shader editor, sorry, in the shader, yes, and the base color, image, open, and put this residential house. You will see that it looks odd, but if you go here and then delete the other view, you will see that we baked. So so now it was the previous one. This is the, and you know, this is just one material with the textures. Looks beautiful, right? However, usually we face some problems when we bake, right? So see, these are the whites, right? So if you face any problem, then I would suggest to go to the next step, which is we are using the software GIMPs, which is a similar software to the Photoshop. So you can download it from here. It's very easy. This part is not something that you should scare about. I want to just fix the issues. And then I'm opening the GIMP. Because usually when baking, you will face some problems. Go open, and then here in the search, put your location that you saved the image. I hope it doesn't crash. Search. Okay, it doesn't search as I wanted to do. So go to the Ahmed, and then go here to the download, and then go to the buildings. No, not this one. Go to, yes, okay. Then here, just search this one, and then PNG, and open this PNG, right? So now I want to use the stamp tool, this tool, right, to just, so what I can do is a little bit increase it. And then let's say here, so click on this one, and then you need to hold Control, and then click this one, and then stamp. So you should be careful, Control Z, and then go here to maybe the heart. and then the size should be 1 maybe. Okay, 1 is the size should be maybe 16. Try to just fill this area with so that we don't have that. Okay, and now if I save it, go here and overwrite, then okay, so just go to the Blender, then go here, and then residential house. You will see that now the texture is better. I mean, you can spend much time to do some modifications there, but I'm not a game expert, so then you can just save the files. So now this file is very good and ready to export to the Unity. But before that, one more step is level of detail, which is very important. So I'm going to just quickly create the level of detail. So what you need to do is here type LOD, and then LOD 0, it starts from 0, and then the name should be the same name. Okay, and then copy this one here. There should not be any space. So between these names, so don't put any space for the level of details. Okay, and then I can just simply copy and paste here, and then just copy Ctrl C and Ctrl V, then Shift, drag these two here. This is LOD1, LOD1, and then again copy and paste, Shift, and then drag it here. Okay, Shift and then drag it here. These are LOD2. So I'm just creating two level of details, so that right now what I need to do is about the level of detail is applying a modifier here. I'm gonna go here and then apply Decimate. Let's say I'm putting this is 67, and this one, the level of detail 2 is also 33. Okay, you can basically create as much as level of detail that you want, but for now I'm just stopping. And then once you apply the modifiers, what you need to do is come here and then apply all the modifiers. Okay, but just make a copy of this file before applying the modifiers so that you don't lose the reference. So what now? Go to the object and then go to convert mesh, and then it will apply all. So you need to select basically the all object or just A, and then convert and then mesh. Okay, select the all, basically the LOD2 starts from the largest number, and then shift this one and this one. LOD0 should be the latest one, and then go to so I didn't change the mesh name. Maybe it's good to change also the mesh name as well. Okay, so select this one, this, and this, right? This, and this again, and then go here, FBX. Okay, now I talked about the coordinate system. So what you need to do here is for the path mode, put it in copy, and then because we have the textures, so I want to the textures also involved with the FBX, and then limit it to the select object and just mesh. And here the transform are very important. So you can see there are different options. If you put in y minus, then for the Unity, put this forward minus z, and then y should be up. Okay, and then apply transform and bake. So I'm gonna just delete this FBX here, then refresh, and then putting the name. This name doesn't affect the LOD. Okay, so then if I export, okay, I go to the Unity, and inside the Unity, Z is the forward. So let's say we have the Unity standard assets here, and I'm gonna put a car, right? So sky car, I'm putting here, and then you will see that this car by default in Z forward. So Y up, Z forward, but in Blender, Z up minus Y. Okay, so now we'll see whether we did correctly. I am just dragging and drop the house, residential house, and then extract these materials and this one. Then you will see that I'm putting house here. Okay, so you will see that now this house has the level of details, right? It will go here and then here, and then it will, as it goes far, then the level of detail or the number of meshes will be increased, and the face in the Z forward basically. Okay, I forgot to mention another tip, which is the last tip, is the normal of each faces. So just hide this level of details, and then for this one, click here, and then in the object mode, go here, and then face orientation. You will see that if all of these building and faces should be blue, which is normal outside. So now this is red. So what we should do is go to the edit mode, and then select all, and then go to the mesh, normal, and then normal outside. So then when you will do this, then you will see that again these faces, for example, are red. So what I'm doing is here, just select all of the faces and go again to the home and then inside. So all of these faces should turn to the blue so that we don't have any issues later on down the road. So now if I select this one also and then go here, normal, this one inside. So if I select all and then go here and then in the normal, select this one and so I'm just increasing the size. So you will see that all of these faces, they should have some vertical lines outside. So this is very important for the rendering engine. Just be careful and take care of this. And so once you did this, so what we can do again is I can do it for every other level of details, or I can create the level of details again. So make sure that the faces are also normal. Thank you.